And now mid one, there's your duo. Back nearby and Roji, so Cuckoo blinks on top of him. Deep protection. A body shield just before the breathe fire damage, and now Savage, he gets clips on the edge of the Echo Storm. Enabling them to continue to play this aggressive front.
That was really close, turning out very bad. Nice Echo Stomp from KP to keep mid one alive. Dusa gets that kill. Suddenly her net worth is on par with the Leshrac, and of course she is the scary here to look out for here. But they're keeping the situation under control. 7k lead looks really overwhelming at this point, but that's really what they need. Like you saw how close the fight was, despite all of it. Oh, Carl as BKB.
Wow, what a timing!
Nice click.
He's just like, I don't give a damn about you. I got 2100 health. You reckon you can go through me, brother? No chance.
This is called pre-click. Did you do that in your bracket?
Yes. Do you have vision of it in the high ground?
Mechanic.
That was my only question. I didn't think he saw him. That's what it was. Got BKB. I'll force it out.
Under attack.
He did find the Grimstroke though. He wants to pounce and he will. Use the silence from Whitemon and
they're diving him.
Out. Wait, move? Can they punish? Right. Do you want to? They're so scared right now.
What's happening? It is all for.
And now Savage is like, this is like a tower. It feels like it's like raiding and controlling the area. He does. He's got a Deso. KP's almost got Aghanims. They found Carl down bot. BKB's on cooldown for another 5. But the mid one does damage. He's gone. SMG. Okay, so we have yet to see an answer to the Medusa. SMG says, screw you guys. We're not going for this late win condition like a Drow or an Arc Warden to outrange you. We're going full force aggression. Let's run him down.
So far, it's working out perfectly for them. 23 has like no space on the map at all, and now all 3 of the cores of the raid are ahead of Medusa. Nightstalker still struggling. He has a Blink Dagger still, but he needs BKB to be really strong. Mars, potential target.
Radiant trying to collapse. Roji a bit too far away though, unfortunately. Pickups like that can bring you back whenever you got Finger of Death available. Unfortunately, Zephyr, it's a long cooldown. Level 1, 160 seconds, but you'll take the space you can get. The Savage, someone is working on Skadi next item. If this game continues to go late, that's where T1 are going to feel their most power. But now, not too far away from that. Another start. The Abaddon's positioning once again. Great use of the Phantom's Embrace. They need to continue to control the Abaddon to make sure the Leshrac will get brought down from full to 0, and they're able to do that successfully. A great start for T1. Is now the target Roji. With the ultimate on cooldown.
I've been waiting.
No escape for him. Down for 70s. He brought back earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Another jump through this nighttime. Arfu, great positioning. Now they'll just target the Shadow Demon itself to push him further away. But he's already got the Aghanims and jump in. Moon into the silence. They got the Earthquake fall. Moon, it's going to get away another life. No, Moon.
He just respawned.
Oh, this is costly. I literally just said late game Dota T1, they're most powerful, and SMG are giving them a window to get to that stage. When you're this far behind, is just so vital.
Yeah, very good turn of events for T1. Just farming up more and more and more. Dusa, now one component into the Skadi, and you can just see how this It makes sense why no teams pick these all in aggression drafts, right?
Yep.
Like you could see it right there. Make a couple of mistakes. Suddenly this game feels pretty even-ish again. Imperial Demon is still very farmed, so he's a little bit of an X factor here as well, because he's gonna have Acceptor soon. And once that's up, Night Stalker and Dragon Knight are gonna feel like little kids.
Alright, so they're going to try and take Roshan. Deso and Mars will enable this, but Moon's still a little bit away. They don't have nighttime for another 20 seconds, on the, at least for the natural nighttime, and 20 on the Dark Ascension as well.
Hard to win this game no matter what.
That is a big item picked up. So incredibly farmed here. Be there, you kill Shadow Demon. That is your main target here.
Yeah, definitely. If they can cut the backline, that would be the best case scenario. And if
Next item for Shadow Demon, because you need to get away out of the silence and then turn and quickly purge.
I don't know if Force is even enough, to be honest, because it takes quite a while to get pushed away. Then Night Stalker might just be too fast to be on top of you anyways.
Thanks.
Moon has been tipping everybody, trying to make an all-out war happen with them. Which is very fitting of the character that he's playing, of course.
Your nightmare.
It is called the Dota Hero's character.
Yes, I believe you did. DK might just have to BKB TPR, or Dragon Tail maybe into the just run away.
That's the greatest strat.
Maybe he doesn't need it. Oh, lucky he didn't TP there. Let's split. A while. I mean, it's gone in a minute 40 here, and that's exactly what T1 are waiting for. You know, Medusa almost level 18. Has got the Skadi Paladin Sword as well, a great neutral item, Cuckoo, Recipe, until the BKB. Dragonite had queued up a Midas, but he's opted otherwise. 3k going in the bank, closing in on the Aghanim. So T1, they're honestly 2 minutes away, and they're going to be a formidable opponent, even though they're 9,000 gold behind.
Yeah, this Radiant lineup could crumble really fast. If he's still available.
Carl? Gotta get out.
Time to run them down.
He doesn't have TP. BKB's about to expire. jump in. What an arena. Locks out Savage's damage as well. Soulbind not enough. As now with the Dragon Knight falling ever so low. Can they get the last little inch of damage they can? The Stone Gaze holding everyone in place here. Echosoft are able to disrupt this. They're going to deal with the support. Zephyr falling. They've got the buybacks. They need to rely on this heavily. But it's just up to 23 Savage. The Medusa's damage isn't really there at the moment. They're diving deep underneath the base. The Age is going to tick out here. Have they got enough left in the tank here from T1 once the buybacks come through? Carl with a jump in, holding the last track. Without the Abaddon to give him the protection here, they'll find mid one. That's a costly fight, but at least you're able to keep your life for your Medusa. Cuckoo can also cancel. Moon, he jumped in. He tried to find Cuckoo. Does he have a TP out? Void Storm cooldown for a couple seconds. Just makes it.
That's another massive kill though. He had a 7 kills, streak 700 gold. Bank account of Savage. And he now has a Crystallis. We have seen this so many times. Sure, you can keep Medusa down early. That mid-late game stage though. Uh-oh. It's getting hard to fight, man. And it's getting hard to fight.
Yeah, it feels like one more fight and you might be
One guy ever gets into too many problems, they have 2 ways of bailing him out.
I think another big issue is that Moon, a lot of his net worth, I believe, is on the Courier. He's only got Blink Deso at the moment, even though he's 3rd in net worth. So I'm not sure what's on the Courier at the moment, but that's potential impact.
BKB? Yeah, where's all his net worth? What the hell?
Yeah. Find out in 15 seconds here. Opt them for the Ag, so kind of a dope item.
Hack the code. Get it.
Alright, let's see. 5 seconds. I'm really intrigued. It's got to be a BKB.
Pretty sure it's BKB.
Yep. Oh, data is completed now for 23 Savage. And his power is online. Completely unlocked. And DK's
Well,
also...
not 25 yet. That's a pretty big one.
Power.
Also the shot, I think, as I said, this game is very, very impactful. Is wants to go for that or just get it from Roshan.
Uh-oh. Smoke on smoke. Moon will pop all grouped up for the arena. The instant stun. Abaddon needs to protect him. Moon able to get the BKB off now for the arena, but they've initially brought down Grimshow. Cuckoo targeting the supports. A difficult start to the fight here for T1 with the numbers disadvantage out, but they've still got the BKBs available. They need to target down the Shadow Team, and this break is causing so much chaos. 23 Savages are never safe down. They're straight on top of the Medusa. She's going to end up falling. And they need a reset for the jump in. They don't want to reset. Zephyr, she's still got the burst and the finger of death. Moon's up to a killing spree now for the jump in. The mana drain. It'll delay the inevitable. But that's a break. It got rid of the split shot. Stopped so much damage on the Medusa. And our Moon, the blink is being used. Arena's up in 5 seconds as well. Carl should be okay. Yep, Carl. Don't do something 50 though. They push pretty fast with Deso and Edict. Unfortunately, Lash is not alive, so you've got to rely on Moon and KP. Carl's coming to do the dirty work though. So Mr. Spear, Whitemon still just getting right-click down the old-fashioned way with the Mars. Whitemon has nothing defensive to provide himself to keep the life, but it's got a buyback available if he wants to hold this out. Looks like they're just happy with giving up a full set of barracks here.
Mask of Madness and Elder Titan as well. I could really see how important he is though. The damage output on the mid. Like, she's sitting at no armor at all. Once he's next to her. He was melting so fast. And even in the they just solo kill him?
Yeah. Stop the TP. He's got blink up soon as well.
Roger.
No.
Nice DP spot.
Something what I was speaking about while you're in your quarantine call was that the Elder Titan with the natural order versus the Medusa is going to be a potential, hold a thought, mid one. A TP into the outpost, Carl. I mean, the rest of the team can't really jump to follow. So what I was saying was the natural order. I mean, getting rid of all this armor that 23 Savage has him, and he's only got 5 plus or green armor, whatever you want to call it. So when the ET gets on top of him, having 0 armor is really scary. He steps it, but extraordinary with the BKB. He slows her out. An incredible effort from KP. He wants to go in. Unfortunately, won't have the boys behind him. He's got Crystallis completed on KP as well. You were saying if he can get to that stage, Cuckoo pops the smoke. They found the Shadow Demon. Oh, that's such an important target. Unfortunately, trying to protect him. Zephyr's going to jump in as well with a 2-man Earth Spike. They brought down the Shadow Demon. Now without the break capabilities, see all the passives coming to play. Straight on top of Moon. It really gives him some space. Stopping him and doing some damage. Still alive. Did that put the footing? Oh, let's rattle. And now went to Savage. I mean, he just got Crimstreak behind him. Cuckoo tried to fight back, but they don't have it to 1 mid. Closing the distance, still with the nighttime movement speed. They're losing the mana. Slow draining. Savage, he needs help. He needs to go. Oh no, Moon. What a fight from SMG. A white one. Oh, he just makes it out. That's a big fight though.
It's just so much damage. They all focused on the Shadow Demon, which is the right thing to do, but the arena was really massive. It separated the Medusa from Dragon Knight and Night Stalker, and all her right clicks did nothing. Entire fight long. And now, that should be another sight on. Probably Medusa bites back, and she defends by herself. Probably can't, to be honest, because she's Medusa. Yeah. Oh, that resets Medusa's timing. Oh, like she really wanted that BKB. And now I don't know if that BKB is gonna be enough. Radiant is so tanky. Second Roche, Left Shark Shard. Don't know if that can do it.
Yeah, that is a scary one to get over. I don't believe they think about KP taking it. I don't know how valuable that would be on your core AT.
In his pit.
Good, but not left.
Not like the less stun. Oh, that Aghanim shot. He's got ages now as well. Who'd they give the cheese over? Is Moon holding it? Yeah, he's got the backpack. I mean, Moon has been so valuable with his arena placements. It always feels like the Deucer is on the outskirts and just reducing any of her damage input. Like the Mars is always an answer to a range carry. And the mitigation of her damage through fights has been so costly for 7 seconds.
Arena duration is really high, and without the BKB,
Savage. He's got his own answer. With the Soulbind, it's a heavy commitment to try and bring down Medusa. But be careful if you overcommit into a Skadi. This slows you out, Moon. Trying to protect his team with a bulwark. In fact, let's just crit him down. Let's get KP involved as well. Savage, he needs help. Inkswell dispels there. He'll turn. Stonegates is out, but the force mobility. We're all looking for a retreat. Mid one. He doesn't give a damn right now. They burnt all the mana. Jump in, Moon. Once again, the Inkswell hard to spell. Is it going to be fun? KP! The Elder Titan answered finally the Medusa. It's got 2 losses as SMG. Such a crafty drop.
Select your hero. Make the ultimate choice. Prepare for battle. Seconds and counting. Radiant's turn to ban. Dire's turn to ban. It is Radiant's ban. It is Dire's ban.
We're back with Game 2's draft here between T1 and Team SMG. What an incredible way to crack the Medusa code for the boys over on Dire. And we'll see essentially, I can't take it seriously. Poor Black, I have to bring it up. Black, so it was true.
Must choose.
All its electricity, or at least the lights, I should say. Lights are gone. Some
In the room, yeah.
Yeah.
My laptop is... So I lost my lights, and the curtains are electronic curtains, so... I tried to open them, but they don't want to open.
Remain.
so weird that you
Good.
can't manually open them.
5
I'm sure you can somehow.
remain.
Smartest guy out there.
Damn.
Can't have everything in life, right?
Got the looks, got the body, but then just the smart. You got apparently got the math wits too.
I got a big head as well. I got all the right tools to grasp potential.
Gotta reach for the ceiling as well. T1 looking for Abaddon here, so they're taking it out of the hands of Team SMG. Are we liking the bans that we're seeing so far? Not a whole lot of respect from last game. Shadow Demon's the only one that they banned out here. Is there something you would have potentially rather seen taken out of the second game?
Radiant's turn to ban.
Timber saw!
It is Radiant's ban. It is Dire's ban.
Trend of running over. That's good. No lash this time though.
10
No 1800
Radiant's turn
building
to
damage.
ban. Dire's turn
And they-
to ban.
Well, T1 get the Luna, and right at the 8th pick, so they can ban the Medusa. I bet they're pretty happy about that one. See now
Yeah.
how SMG can identify some of the ways to deal with the Luna.
Yeah, still Terrorblade in the pool. The strongest counter, I believe, that's left. Well, not anymore. What else do we have now? Drow Ranger, didn't one?
So Jug was pretty good late game matchup, although I still feel like Jug is.
late game. You fall
10
prey to the
seconds
push timings. Morphling can be really good.
5 seconds.
Haven't seen too much Morphling so far through the Pro Series.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Spectre maybe?
Dire must choose.
Oh,
Or Brewmaster?
what's how they're playing the heroes? Because I feel like it's a lot of the time the KP brew.
Yeah. Well, that could be mid 1-0.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Draft is crucial.
That's another game. One's draft was incredibly fast as well.
Yeah, so Dark needs a partner now, so we're gonna ban Force. Could be mid TA. So it's a 5 Brewmaster then, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Seconds remain.
Or mid Brew, let's go. That could be off-lane Brew, mid Timber.
Yeah, you can play the Timber versus the DK.
Safe
Yeah.
lane TA, yeah. That could work out, but they have last pick, so can't really read too much into what they're doing. The Bad Weather ban was very good. Maybe even an indication of what's to come.
Alright, T1 feels like they need, you said, a partner with the Darkseer. What's the... Nyx is gone. That's pretty much the only big partner that's been banned out.
Yeah.
There's
a lot left.
You need to be like a shark.
How does Earth Spirit look this game? I mean, the damage over time for the TA with the Magnetize, a little bit of control. Spirit Vessel Builder for the Timber Saw, can jump the Lion.
Yeah. good. I'm a big Earthspeed fan in general. What is SMG lacking though? They do have stuns-ish, where one hero, it's always hard to quantify just having one hero stun.
And against an Abaddon, that's, yeah, not enough. Like, Lion stuns is going to be neglected pretty heavily.
AoE stuns would be nice. Mid-void, let's go.
It is Radiant's man.
I don't know if you give Moon the Timber. I mean, the matchup versus DK is great, but
yeah.
Does that feel like? Do you want to see Moon on Timber? Does that feel like a hero he would thrive on?
I don't know. I actually don't know, but I think that's going to happen unless they find like a really good last pick.
5 seconds.
And Timber offlane support Broom mid TA sounds very, very greedy. You can't really get away with any sort of hard carry, I don't think.
For what? So they ban the clock at the moment for SMG. Yes. Battery Shot's always annoying versus Timber. Catches the Lion. Melee hero to play with Darkseer. Vision's always important as well. It really doesn't feel like there's many options to pair with the Darkseer. I really hope we don't see a 4 as well, like earlier.
Turn to pick.
Fantastic. The Earthspirit's the only one I can think of.
Razor.
Or Darkseer again. Let's go.
Okay.
So it's a mid Razor most likely.
Yeah, again. Yeah, so now you put the TA safe lane to dodge the Razor, but if Timber's in that matchup, so now you gotta go TA Bruce as your safe lane, put the Timber in the off. Oh, how does that fare? Because then you've got Timber Chain. Is it okay, the Timber playing mid versus Razor? Like, usually side lanes is not the greatest. Any different?
It's okay, it's not what you want.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so I think they're just gonna put the Brew as 5 or 4 potentially, whatever they practice. And they need a good carry against Darkseer, Dragon Knight though. It's hard to find. Like a Dragon Knight with an Iron Shell early on.
So you reckon this is a TA mid against a Razor? They don't want to dodge that matchup?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, they could lane tier down there, but against Dragon Knight, who has high armor anyway, and the Darkseer, sounds a little rough.
We're looking with a Brew 5 to pair it with.
The weak will
Or the Monkey King.
Have a lot of control. Get a little bit more active though, and have your TA win condition.
Or Drow doesn't look good. Carry Death Prophet, let's go.
So I got banned. Yeah.
A Weaver is not good. Wraith King maybe? Not good either with a TA. And the draft of SMG is pretty all over the place.
15 seconds here to decide. Anything, any last final prediction? Let's chuck something out. Get it right, I'll give you a cookie.
I don't want a cookie, I want to answer.
Storm Spirit.
your hero.
Alright, so they do lane the TA into that.
Shrink from a fight.
This is a rough draft.
It's a DK4.
DK4. Well, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
The stun, of course, is amazing. And you just do your tank abilities great as well. You only have 1 stun against the Storm, though. That's a problem. Mid one can snowball, potentially. And KP's lane should be pretty rough. The SMG draft is a little bit too extra for me.
10 seconds remain.
I know what you mean. I'm feeling what you're putting out. A Blue 5 can get a little bit tricky. You're really relying on your level 6s from SMG. For Finger of Death, for Bruce Split. You can get to that stage, but they are supports that are really going to be sapping a lot of experience. I mean, also T1, their draft is a little... How we feeling? Let's talk about some predictions. Did you like at least T1 with how they've been able to answer the SMG draft, or do you feel like SMG are able to pull this one out and take it 2-0?
I like T1's draft quite a bit. They have fight. Lanes should be pretty decent for them as well. There's a chance.
Like, how do you kill on Storm? Like, Abaddon's beefy. You've got a really secondary support who's really beefy as well. Like, I feel like a lot of these cores are going to be difficult to burst down from the Storm Spirit unless he, like, absolutely demolishes the laning stage and gets a real early level advantage.
This time I feel like it's the other way around. Well, not really. It's the same team again. But like, T1 has to stem the bleeding again early game. And it's really up to SMG to... Which they have in game 1. More difficult in game 2, because you have less stuns, have less team fight, your lanes are pretty... let's call them volatile. Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Non-volatile. Because of course a Timbersaw can absolutely crush a lane if things go his way, but at the same time a Luna lane. Then there is a relatively decent chance that they...
Yeah, it's... I mean, we've always come to say that Dota without stuns is a lot more difficult to exit in a game like this. So, well, T1, they've got the odds. There we go. Perfect timing. We got the game back underway. So just a quick reconnect. Got a while here for the heroes to get set up, as we really haven't seen many 5-on-5 battles early on. Like there was a lot, of course, once this nighttime introduction. Tom? This is a bizarre position for Moon. Unless they get a 5-man Ravage on an Earth Spike, it's 100% a tip. And a first blood for Savage too.
Okay.
Oh, look at it.
That's so tip-worthy. Like, no, you know, we'll hold out. It'd be disastrous if Razor got that kill. That lane would be very, very difficult.
It's pretty bad. Luna got it as well.
Yeah.
The crucible of greatness awaits.
Right, big battle. KP's it.
Hey,
Yeah, I thought he was
KP with
playing
no
on
ping.
ping.
No,
Oh, he's on no ping now?
yeah, he's back with the boy. He's with the boys. He's been there since qualifiers.
And out of Malaysia?
I'm not sure where the team house is, but yeah, he's with everyone. He's a boss.
K ping. I'm so...
He's
Always.
oh yeah, without a doubt. So this matchup with the Storm versus the Razor doesn't feel the greatest for Moon. Is he going to have to put a lot more emphasis on trying to farm the jungle earlier on, which we see often against a Razor matchup?
Yes and no, he's actually one more decent ones, because he has remnant ability, which makes CS pretty easy. But come level 3 or 4, you're probably gonna have to come in the jungle. But once you're 6, Razor is actually at
Rogi? Okay, Rogi dies.
edgy.
Deadgy. It's crazy. How do we feel mid one's going to fare in this lane as well? Because, I mean, he's against the low damage over time of the Iron Shell, 2 melee heroes, and feels like not paired with the greatest laning support either. Very greedy on Rogi.
It's very greedy, and that's why I thought they would dodge it. Darkseer detail lane is actually really done. He can't really get taken down easily. You don't just put the ward down there.
I sense a connection.
Dragon a quick wave. Ward have 6.4 HP. No items.
Yeah, he's tanky. Down bot.
Maybe.
KP's in trouble, being perfect timing before the chain, and Savage and Wireborn are able to kill off the KP Timbersaw. Still a vulnerable level right now at only level 2.
Ooh, see fun.
You are dead. Dead.
Level 3 to be able to survive that lane. Effortlessly. What's Luna's mana looking? Effortlessly. So hard. You know about it.
Yeah, 100%. Don't give an
I'm
example.
gonna roast you, don't worry. We're waiting, I know.
Mid-one?
Getting burned.
I think he's gone here. If Zephyr can keep on top of him, and now Rogi's gone.
And Rogi.
They'll chase down Mid-one, they'll chase down Rogi, a double for Cuckoo, and he's just gonna trail behind. Loving life when you just get these freebies. He's like, thanks boys, Iron Shell sometimes gives me some CS, sometimes gives me the last hit on a kill, and double null 3, 0, and 1 is your Cuckoo Darkseer.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we actually see all Darks here today. Didn't get crushed in the lane badly. Actually owned. And they gave him the free Darkseer lane though. Gotta keep that in. You knew what was coming. We're like, go.
Yeah, we saw what earlier could happen when you force the Darkseer to transition into a support by picking the Enchantress. Now he doesn't have a lane counter. In fact, he's into a pretty good matchup in the mid-one Templar Assassin, and unless the body blocks from Rogi are on point, which they are, Cuckoo, you can still play around with the Surge, back into the double Iron Shell, and on mid-one, that's your second death here on the Templar Assassin, and yeah, they're going to keep the tips flowing in.
Not the best start for them, or 1k gold behind now. Yeah, look at Timbersaw's net worth too.
Yeah, this is struggle town right now for the boys over on SMG. Looks like it's time to jungle on mid-one. So they got him out of the Razor lane into a pretty tough lane as well, where he already would be jungling at this stage in the game if he was versus Razor. So that is really not what you want to see for SMG.
No, that's usually why you just put it middle anyway, right? Having a count. Let's get high levels, and you go jungle. Car.
He's alright. He's still got the downing to play with on Carl. Some bottle charges to sip on. Such a fine line to play with. It's going to be such an early tier 1 tower claim. It's ready. They don't have the catapult, but you already see how much damage it's taking. Once that comes out, that should be the first tier 1 tower down. I mean, that's going to be probably before 6 minutes. You just need to wait for the creep wave to dive Rogi, but unfortunately it's a bit too late.
Oh my god. Break. Tried to melt blasted it, and Zephyr was like, nope. He keeps chasing him.
And look what they've already...
What do you do about it?
They've already blocked the hard. I mean, there's a 2-stack there at the moment. They've got the Ancients blocked as well, and Zephyr's going to make okay, never mind.
Bounty!
Okay, I'm a bit late on Arfu.
On the hunt for Radiant forces.
So this game's pretty much on Moon. Do you have any hope, it feels like, on SMG from catching a break and getting space for mid one? It feels like it's all on the backs of Moon. There's KP, I mean, he's level 5 right now, so his lane's going to get a lot easier. But that early death, and I mean, he's only got 22 last hits, bottom of the net worth out of all the cores. And that's saying something with how rough of a game mid one had.
Yeah, I know. Takes a stack. Rough as well. Yeah, they pretty much bring him back into the game, so.
Now you have to be kind of questioning, like, we have a Brewmaster 5, what do we do? I guess it's just King solo experience, so we brought up the fact that the level 6s are super important on the support, so Rogi's almost hitting level 5, but Arfu's getting zilch out of the map.
Are we gonna see a
There is
kill
little
before minute 10?
middle tower.
The last game was the same story. Couldn't find any kill on the T1 side. Again. Read the fast panda.
Okay.
Us.
Radiant's
Classic.
eager to know Dire's
Gonna
verdict.
drag the range. I get vision of him. Looks like it doesn't even matter. They're setting up on Carl mid. Carl doesn't have many stat items, but 1000 health already pretty much at 8 minutes in. Looks like the magical damage is enough. Whitemon, oh, what a TP. Oh, what a TP from Whitemon. We saw last game the importance of the Abaddon, and your win condition back into this game almost falls there, but the Spike holding them in once again. Whitemon this time on the Aquatic Shield, and Plasma Moon is just a dick away. 20 health, Moon will survive everyone. Nice edge.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What is going on?
And Zephyr died though. TA took him out, so something going their way. But
Radiant's bottom tower
here's
is
Rogi.
under.
Careful.
Okay, but he also got
He was
some
always,
space, so he took that T1 tower. Okay, a little bit of catch
Yeah.
up for him.
well, a lot of great concepts in though.
You like your concepts, don't you?
I love concepts.
Timbers one. Bananas. AP on this hero. You've got to fear. Do they have the greatest answer to the Timbersaw this game, or can KP have a lot of impact?
Rogi. Gone. Can he have a lot of impact? Potentially.
Blessings upon a
Looks at
loyal
the Epic stun and the beam, that's it. He can snowball maybe, but so far it doesn't look like he can. Took his tower, sure, but his net was low.
Dire should
Ask
look
you a
to
question.
their top tower.
Yes, Black.
You know, Timbersaw has a visual for how many stacks he has on the active armor.
See,
Closes up more and more.
his hero.
Yeah.
Really?
It's 6, 12, 18, 24, I think it closes up. Unless it's just one specific cosmetic.
Oh yeah, I see.
Closing
Yeah,
right
it is. Okay. What the hell? That Cuckoo top. They use the first bit of the game. And Cuckoo will fall. That's a 5 times killing streak, and Moon gets it. Okay.
Solo him?
No, Rogi had to use split.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
One of those deaths. But yeah, Moon getting that is really important. We said this game is the one that will be flowing. Level 10. Razor, which is I like the item build also on Carl. He's going for the Yules, set up on the Storm.
Feels like it's the pretty stock standard of Razor, right?
Yeah, it's either dead or can rush beacon. Rogi is very high level at least.
See, the only issue is like see him get to a stage where Aghanim's is farmed up, it feels like. So you just kind of have to rely on the one primal split, which unfortunately is on at the moment. But SMG, making sure they have strength in numbers with KP TPing mid. Timbersaw, one of the best ways to defend towers, and KP through his career has always been someone who's able to recognize that and make sure he puts his body on the line.
Yeah, it's just interesting that Modern Court is like official type of player. Yes. Actually, bottom of the net. For the cost at least. Timbersaw can be a little bit risky because without items, there's potential for a lot of problems to run into.
There has been a lot of space for mid one though. Like he's caught back up very well, 30 net worth. I mean, you're still a bit behind the Luna, but you've got to be happy with at least the farm that mid one's got at the moment. Dragonlance into the Desolator. It's his next item. But you know, haven't really seen too much of Luna, and that's because 23 Savage is also continuing to get a heckload of farm. He's got the Glaives, the Blessing maxed out, so Dragonlance and already the Yasha.
First blood, it hasn't really been contested at all. Both passives maxed out, so he's going full greed as well. It's like, so far at least, he's going pure damage. Manta into up or not. BKB could be pretty important in this game. Storm.
You are dead! Dead!
Do you feel like either team's happy with the status quo of this game at the moment?
Who has the better late game? Should be... it's hard to say, right? Like the Storm Spirit can go absolutely bonkers, and we've seen late game potential. Honestly, I do think T1 is favorite late game just because of Darkseer. I would like SMG to play a little bit more aggressively, but you can't really because you're playing into Abaddon and all these high HP heroes. The only playmaker you have is the Storm Spirit. Himself needs to catch up a network as well. I guess the game will be decided like game team fights pretty much.
You're saying that Darkseer is probably the one to keep eyes on for the late game at least. You know, maybe taking him over the edge. Is that where the Brew comes into play? Because it always feels like Brew can be quite the answer to this hero with the AoE purge.
Yeah, it's not just the illusions though, it's just like the repositioning, the vacuum, everything. It's so disruptive and it's quite wall permanent, slowing you. They're super strong late game here. Usually not that strong in the mid game, I mean in the early game. But this time around he's the highest net worth in the entire game. Already has a tight completed. Right now the lead definitely goes to T1.
And that's gonna further here with the T1 tower middle claimed. Moon's trying to make some space top. Until they get this Blink Dagger on, all they can really do is brute force down the towers, and Zephyr is getting pretty close to it. Maybe about 2100 gold in the bank now, so after this creep wave he should have enough. And that's where we can see them start to make some more plays.
Scanning for enemies.
Dragon Knight, Brownwood Blink Dagger, when do you ever see it?
And support stuff.
Yeah. And DK is really like one of the only heroes because the stun has no mana cost and he just has innate survivability.
Is under attack.
The SMG, they're gonna jump in.
Oh,
Savage, he's got the finger of death, but Moon doesn't commit. Instantly seeing the TP's Cuckoo as well with the pipe, giving him enough survivability at the last remaining seconds here. And now they're hunting Moon. Will be a little bit more difficult without Zephyr nearby, but that was their reveal of the Blink Dagger on Lion, and they're actually collapsing by the outpost. Roger's gonna get found. There's the reveal of the Dragon Tail Blink from Zephyr. And Roger soaked down the damage, soaked down to the health as well. This is a really scary timing here now for T1, especially with all the utility they got from the Darkseer. They're gonna look to continue to take some objectives now.
Yeah, we've seen so many times how strong a Lunar Lamp can be. If they take a good fight just in front of the enemy base, like the game can just end in an instant. Sure, shouldn't happen anytime soon that the game just ends, but like coming at 20, the first Roshan, there's definitely the possibility of that happening. Okay, feeling very confident with the Darkseer backing him up as well. can work. There's not a whole lot of damage from that.
I guess you got the Abaddon to back you up too. Like we saw what they were able to do last game with Roger's Abaddon. So the Whitemon, his positioning has been pretty solid so far.
Another smoke up. Good triangle.
Oh, mid one.
Oh, mid one, he's gone.
Maybe they could shot this. That's a great Earth Spike, but mid one slowed down way too drastically to look to reset. He's going to be cautious as well. It's not a lot of damage. Mid one's going to buy back. This is they have to get more out of this than just maybe one kill. Because Templar Assassin's net worth is going to be hit too heavy. So kill off Zephyr. Roger's got another tornado in a couple seconds. They don't need it to control the Razor with Arthur blinking on forward. No reset for Carl. Just dropped it back down after the Ur Scepter, and that was the melt. Carl's down. That's two to start. Can they get anything more? Whitemon trying to chase Arthur, miss coil. We'll get him before he dies. A buyback on mid one to get 3. You feel like that's worth it here?
It's not the worst thing in the world because it means the other cores are scaling at least. Means Storm gets a little bit stronger. It's definitely not what you want though, because ultimately TA is still the heavy damage that you have, that you need in the late game. But I think it was well worth it. Like the Razor kill was important. You didn't get the Luna, which is the big one, but at least you got something. Like with your greedy draft, I mean, it's so hard to quantify, honestly.
Yep.
Like if you pick a greedy draft, usually that means you're much stronger in the late game. But I can't even say that confidently this time around.
We've just seen like the transition of Darks here. I mean, he's always been this late game threat, but it feels like teams have really started to recognize that a lot more recently. Scout out the movement here. Fortune for the Brew, it's going to cost him his life. As it gives some space for mid one. And the rest of the team thinks they're just going to try and shove up the rest of the lanes. Mid top getting dealt with, so that is a pretty heavy commitment. There's still a T1 tower down bot. T1 there, they look to claim that with the pick off. But yeah, SMG still getting something out of the map.
Roshan is a threat though, so whenever T1 decides to play all in the bot lane, be really careful that they don't just sneak a Roshan. Like if they smoked into the Roche pit as they were going towards the bot lane, most of them are gone. We'll be very mindful.
And they were. They scanned it out for T1. So the recognition that and for T1 they do kind of struggle with taking that. Rune's underneath an observer ward. Zip. No. Zephyr with the Eclipse. Is it enough damage to the stun block with the fall beam? Yes, sir, it is. Savage, that's a big one to pick up there. There's Moon. 437 gold given away. They scout out that they're moving inside the pit, but the contention is so difficult here from SMG.
Gotta put some sentry. Okay. Did it. I remember the TI qualifier, somebody just didn't put a sentry in. The trap was in there forever. Rodney does have to split.
Runs up in 15 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, he might be back.
Finger death committed. DK
the damage.
Big world of death. KP showing up Nikki with the Timber Sword. That's right on top of 23 Savage as well. Whitemon, the Phonic Shields on cooldown. They'll do with the claws. Mass commitment though for this one shot here. They're targeting mid-one, but he's able to get a little bit of distance away with the Manifold on Moon. It doesn't matter. They'll target down Whitemon. They'll try and target down Cuckoo as well. Savage. Oh no, it's not enough.
Savage fights back.
The Trappers with the Vortex SMG. Triple kill on triple kill.
It's now Roshan as well. Wow, okay, man, to take fights like this, then a draft can work out, no problem.
Whoa. That's a massive
Look at the net worth now. Something Luna isn't top 1 anymore, but it's 3k. Takes over, no problem. Gets up there.
Uh-oh. You just gave them a huge window. How many buybacks was that?
So much damage coming out from everybody. Sick impale also from the Lion. They don't have much teamfight control at all, but apparently it's not a problem if you just kill them.
Radiant's middle tower is
And these teams with their execution in some of the fights, we saw game one was, so the first series was mind-blowing, the fights we saw. Now SMG as well. I mean, they're back in this game. 1,000 net worth lead for them. top of the net worth is your Templar Assassin. KP second. They gave the Aegis over to mid one, so they won't have this powerful Storm Spirit second life capability. But with BKB about to be completed on TA, there is a big surge of power now coming for Dire.
Let's not forget though, Storm did have to commit a buyback, so his economy took quite a hit. Of course, overall still well worth it, but Storm is none of the network we wanted to be.
This completely throws this game in a 180 here. And now it feels like, what's the play for T1? Can they still look to get aggressive, or do you now just have to fall back on Luna finding farm and still trying to scale?
I think the big problem right now is that Blue Razor doesn't have a BKB. He went for the Halberd, which means sure against the TA you're a whole lot better, but Timbersaw and Storm absolutely destroyed him last fight. Like, you just can't play these team fights. You can't keep your drain going because you don't have the BKB. You're just gonna get spun up by the Brewmaster, of course. And I think until his BKB is online, the team fight is heavily dependent on some good wall vacuum combinations.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's also giving a lot of farm over to Rogi after that fight. One component of the Aghanims. I don't think they have a Philosopher's Stone, which would have been very great for Rogi, but at least he's got 2 points in Primal Split. They feel power. It's surging through them. They want to go up higher ground.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Really?
Radiant's top tower is
This is scary into a Dark Seed move. He's used a lot of his mana now just on Zephyr's Dragonite. The pipe mitigates the Finger of Death, and now you're pretty heavily committed in for this. Jump on forward, try to bring down the line. A lot of their control at the moment. The Glaive's bouncing back and forth, and they'll lose R4. KP doesn't get the chain down to the low ground as well. But dealing with the Timbersaw is so difficult. So the Primal Split's now been wasted. Jump in once again. The expiration of the Primal Split is that Roger's got nowhere to go. So T1 will claim a secondary. He's down for 70 seconds as well. It's a long time here with the dieback on the Brew.
Yeah, a little bit overzealous, and they're giving one right back. They don't have the damage up for the Dragonite at all. Pretty funny to see his support being that tanky other than like a batter. You can see it, 22 armor on the Dragonite. TA doesn't kill him easily at all.
Yeah, this has been kind of T1. They've always loved drafting around these tanky heroes we see so often. The Abaddon, the Dragonite, the Doom. They're now even putting it into a support role. Mid lane. Or TA. If one's still got a second life, Zephyr is just... he's getting tickled. They might turn to do with Razor, still Colt, no BKB, they'll cycling him up, SMG. Numbers disadvantage at the moment until Storm longs it for. The recognition, targeting down the supports, killing off R4.
Yeah, R4 is... they have to have one Vortex, of course. Storm is very close to his Aggro, except they won't component away. As of right now, so we have our blue hole online.
What's up?
Dire's middle tower is under
Radiant.
attack.
Just as they smoke up. This could be absolutely game winning.
Better to the metal.
Storm X.
Be careful in the choke point if they group up here. They don't have Primal Split for another 5 seconds. They'll jump mid one. A just got to tick out in 20 seconds for the first life already dealt with. Sensitive into the Vortex. Onto 2 with the drag back. All the damage from KP, but now 23 seconds with the BKB. A clip chop as well. R4's getting ripped apart here. But DK and Lion both to fall. Savage can stand his ground, but now with the BKB expiring, Moose can jump in once again. It's an even better Vortex with all the split damage from the side blade from the low ground. It's a triple for KP. Carl can only rely on the Cyclone to give him some space. He's going to try and chase down mid one. Refractions on cooldown. Do they have any protection? Mid one's going to turn. It's going to turn around. Take the disarm. It's out. Isn't enough. The Razor needs to reset. He'll get back in safety. Carl still though. The plan to do it. KP somehow with the reactive armor stacks. KP will survive. Carnell's in trouble. Melt here. The crit's not enough. Playing around with the essence ring. Playing with fire. Carl should still fall though.
Sends me home.
Oh no!
fights are so chaotic and so close. Are we seeing some excellent individual play coming out from both sides? They barely clutch it out on SMG.
Scanning for enemies.
And these fights are
Radiant's middle tower is under
very chaotic. We've seen the Storm Spirit Aghanim's just as he picked it up. They smoked into him, and you can just see how much damage you can do. Pull 2-3 heroes, they all get dragged together and causes so much damage with those side blades. Actually, pretty decent combo. Oh, they saw Dragon Knight.
Pop, bit of boom by DK.
You are dead.
Dead. Another one to fall. Oh, he found Cuckoo. Searches up in a couple of seconds. That's an incredible roll though. Savage is nearby, but the instant help before the BKB. Doing an incredible job to mitigate Savage's input at the start of that fight. That is your wall now on cooldown along with the BKB, so maybe SMG look to try and reset with the resources and make a play.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
No BKBs on both sides though, I'd imagine. They do want to have all the tools available before they fight again. TA without BKBs is going to die so easily to the darks here. Very close to his Daedalus as well. Once that's online, it's all out of damage. And opposite destruction, of course.
Are you gonna die? There you are.
Of course he will. The car's gonna let him get away?
No chance.
No way.
Lets no man escape.
Yeah, not even himself sometimes.
It's a
It's
fine line to play.
BKB though. On El Razor. What that means, times the static link, the draw. My brother keeps saying draw. Templar Assassin.
Target has to be quiet here. We'll see how the positioning from mid one if they... I mean, if you can't see the TA and Carl uses that static link early in a fight, then could be costly. As they're setting up on Carl down bot. They need this instant hex to jump forward. They don't use it just yet. Carl, does he want to pop BKB? How? What? The balls on this man to not use it and just... He's got some huge cojones.
If he gets stunned or hexed, he's actually just dead. He just stands there, he's like, yeah, been there, done that.
Savage is pretty close to Butterfly as well. So you'll have massive evasion here to help versus the Templar Assassin. Kind of nice versus Storm as well if he's right-clicking you. Just getting rid of the overload procs.
Yeah, Butterfly's gonna be a very massive pickup. They don't have any way of piercing the evasion. Building it to an MKB now, but it's like 5k gold away from it.
Could this be enough of a timing here for T1 to turn some of these fights? Because they've been looking very, very grim.
I mean, potentially, there's a lot of magic damage. I actually don't think Luna actually died to the TA all that much, did she? It was mostly the Timber.
Yeah, these BKBs are so important.
Yeah, so maybe he can still continue. Yeah, but there's just so much damage coming out from... Well... Oh, it's so scary to fight into the Radiant lineup still. Like one mistake is all it takes for either side, and the fight is just over. Like if you group up for the Vortex, you're gone. You get vacuum, like 3-4 heroes, and the Luna bounces all over the place as well.
Yeah, it feels like it's another game that's on a knife's edge here. Just so close. Either team pretty much fighting for their lives, even though SMG have this game advantage. You really want to take it 2-0. Knock T1 out of the Loot Bet Pro Series and continue on to the final day. Now they've at least been able to bring this game back around, because it was, honestly, it was looking really bleak for a potential for SMG to have this game 2. How rough the early game went. He's going to jump in. Oh my lord, that's so much damage from mid 1. A couple of crits with the meld and right in front of an ejective, so they're not going to waste any time here going to work on the tier 3 tower.
One of the good ones.
Just have 5x. You have to be wary of that.
No.
He bought back? ultimate initiating. What?
Easy fun.
That's a big kill now. If you get Darks here again, that's a lot of your team fight and initiation. I mean, Zephyr's got a blink, yes, but Cuckoo has been really important here. They have incredible vision around bot from Dire. The traps, the wards set up. Radiant. Never see them. Carl. Do you want to go on him though? BKB, used Halberd, Titan Sliver as well. They're aware of this. Whitemon's nearby. They want to drag him outside the base. Force him to get out of the position they're set up at the moment. That'll be a Eclipse drop. KP, he's taking the full brunt of the force at the moment. The USF, they give him a little bit of survivability. SMG on the high gun as well. That's a BKB completely wasted, but they're zoning away TA2. Okay, no one's down just yet. Roger, though, should fall. Catch the last panda. And they will. Roshan's up, though. This could be costly with a lot forced out.
You can see how difficult this team fights are now, that the Luna is so strong and that the Razor has his BKB. He can't really at all fight the Razor until he's gonna get his MKB. Because of course he's also got the evasion from the Halberd. Now is that another Roshan? Look for mid one, can't find them. They know they're Roshan, but what can they do to stop it? No boost but this time around.
He was so close to the Aghanim stepped up. They need to somehow funnel a little bit of gold into him. I mean, he's almost... Dire, I mean, I don't think Moon wants to think about stealing it. He's got an item slot available for one of the items. Nearby, zip in. Lincoln's pop, gotta be careful now. Well, I guess he gets the kill on Roche, so a little bit of gold. Aegis snatched, however, so 23 Savage. Pick up the Aegis. He'll give himself the Aghanim shard, and the cheese is on Carl. So this is big hit for T1 to get some resemblance of a fight back in this game.
Darkseid going for and on this. Can get all his spells off no matter what. Yeah, this is just gonna get harder and harder for the guy on that side, I think. They do have pick-off potential with the line, but we already mentioned many times the Abaddon makes that so hard. And if you're hard committed to a play and the Abaddon is actually there, you just instantly lose the fight.
There's the silver lining here is the fact that there's a couple crits. Mid one's even just gonna turn around with that last side blade flying through. It was enough space though for the Brewmaster, so Aghanim's completed now. This is a big item. We see it a consistent amount on the offlane brews, and the fact that your position 5 was able to pick it up. So I imagine he might just go aim this next to secure at least his ultimates, because getting a refresher is going to be really difficult unless this game goes like 60 minutes, but this is a big item here for your team fight hero. Cuckoo.
Well, he knew they were coming.
Yeah,
he walked in and out of them.
Yeah. Might catch Carl though. He's got BKB, chasing the back hack. Instant pop in the BKB.
That crit did nothing.
You are dead. Dead.
He doesn't even have his AC completed yet.
He's still a bit away from it. Board out as well, so just needs to play it mail. To go.
What if he dies now?
Where's the body?
Again, they're getting Carl on the front line. Zephyr jump in, Hoon, Lincoln's pop gives him the space. Initiation, not trying to get picked off just yet, but Roji the recognition. He's going to control the Luna, kite a majority of the damage outside the fight. Savage has already popped the BKB, but look at Carl. Ooh, what a timing on the cheese. They're straight on top of mid one though. Cuckoo blink forward mid one. He's out of refraction charge, but the BKB gets back to safety. They're going to be careful though. Oh, he falls though. No buyback. And now with the numbers advantage, they can swing on forward for more. KP getting chased down. Whitemon got enough left in the tank. Just the
You are
Abaddon.
dead. Dead.
I mean, SMG. They get a kill on Carl.
The game won't end just here, but like if the fight goes a little bit worse and you don't have the buyback on Razor, or taking away the DD and not dying. Okay, but you gotta be careful when you buy out, because you don't really need that AC as well as Buckler, right?
Yeah.
Be careful. Do next. Once you have that AC, you're gonna be a whole lot more survivable. I think most of the damage right now is actually coming from the Timber Saw.
Yeah, there has to be so much emphasis on kiting these BKBs. Like Savage used it incredibly early through that fight. They just weren't able to lock through mid one. Zephyr wasn't nearby. They are converging on 23 Savage's positioning. He's still got the Aegis for another minute 20, but mid one, they're almost bringing him down just yet. BKB not pop. Is the evasion going to be enough before the BKB? Been able to deal with the first light, they'll kill off Zephyr. He might just have to BKB TP out. But mid one's damage might just go through it though. Savage going to try and end up running, but they can chase him down. He's got enough for bite. Curious as well. Borrow time, TP out, no Moon. He's got the Vortex to cancel. So Whitemon's gonna fall. He doesn't have a buyback. They're already running deep inside the base here.
Blessings upon
Cuckoo? Oh my god, so close.
Oh, he just put the ward there as well. They can't go through back protection, can they? The creep wave is coming, still quite far away though. Gonna force out the Luna buyback. They're trying so hard. It's taking some damage.
They still have tier 2s. I feel like you just give this setup, right? I don't think you want to buy back.
This tier damage now, the MKB is kind of ridiculous. Also 25 now on the TA. Is well and truly online.
Sub-Zero Red Cuckoo. The inches up closer. Whitemon as well. Anyone is the target. Arfu with the jump. Oh, nice reactions on Cuckoo.
Wait, who forced him in?
Arfu.
Was it the lion?
Yep.
Wait, you can force him but not hack, that's weird. Like, usually you would want to hex him first.
Thought he was fast enough to force in the hex, and Cuckoo, he shows who's got the
all good.
faster reactions. They lose is a full set. But they're TPing in. They don't want to give up this tier 2 tower. Needs to lock onto mid one if you can so call his damage right, but at the moment still mid one can stand his ground. 166 damage stolen. The blue splits are getting dealt with though. Roger's gonna be careful. Roger dies before he ends it. And now KP's gonna die as well. T1.
Oh, they got him.
Mid1 just had to turn and stand his ground. He still doesn't have any damage. Still not stolen. He's got no buyback. What is going on?
Oh, there was a dieback from earlier as well, so he's gone for 2 minutes. Oh, the game might actually they're gonna end his.
Yeah, with the
really
Luna.
not.
I think it is.
Nah, Storm will be able to defend it, I'm sure. 725.
He doesn't have the auto bend then. They've got a solar crested Luna. I don't know what's coming out on the choreo.
The wave
To protect it though. Look at all these choreos.
Okay.
What did
Game
Savage
has
get?
been saved.
Oh, it's just clarity. Okay, never mind. Easily clarity. Oh, dude. Whoa. Oh, dude. Alright, you're just giving away a life there. He's got buyback, trying to delay the inevitable. No one's
Can he go to the
protecting
back
their
door?
other creep wave. No one went to
Back
mid.
door. They don't care.
Okay. Who gives a damn about backdoor, they say. We don't care about a creep wave. Full set, evened up now. Dire have theirs bot. Radiant have theirs mid. This team fight is so chaotic. Like, it's crazy the occurrence of what's happening. Radiant are doing their best to target down TA with the static link. Dire trying to find that jump bot.
The Storm Spirit though, when he picked up Timeless Relic, probably the best Storm item you could ask for at this moment. No man on him. Be a little careful.
Lincolns.
God!
Oh, lovely arcane available. Oh, board for it too.
Regardless, so.
He's under attack.
Wasted, but yeah, it was close. He died there. Fall out of something Shiva's got. Storm is very strong as well.
A couple 25s. Razor with the Eye of the Storm target. So he's got Refresher into the Aghanims, I would imagine, queued up. So TA with the Refraction instances. Storm went for the Overload attack bounce. And is very close to her. How long
So
have we
the
got?
Scepter with the Talon is just, I can hit 3 heroes, right?
Yeah, Burst back as well. When they're all grouped up thanks to Moon. The targeting down Razor. Razor's not on top of TA. This is a perfect start to the fight here from SMG. Carl's gonna try and attempt to beat TP up, but Savage, they'll stop the TP. Savage's BKB now expires. Chain looking for the where's the help? He's got nothing!
There's no fighting for any of them.
Not fighting in the river. Carl's getting chased down as well. The disconnection. Cuckoo.
They got Cuckoo, they got Cuckoo.
Speedy.
Potentially, no.
Okay, he's got
Give up
TP.
the chase.
Ludus doesn't have enough gold.
Crazy.
They don't have Glyph either to at least delay it.
On the second side, not a game over. Oh, Roshan's gonna respawn, but they don't have a trap inside Roche. Oh no. Don't know about it. Go for the GG potentially. That's sure not gonna.
They have Flamethrower and Deso. They do push pretty fast. Catapults are in as well. Give up any freebies here on T1. You need as many numbers as possible for the potential GG push, and it's coming through. The Lunar buyback hasn't been forced just yet, so they're aware. SMG. How can they take this now? They're just going to work on the objectives. Carl is going to try and make as much space as possible. Cuckoo, nice vortex. Carl is almost down and out to be giving one more second. He doesn't give it up. He's got a buyback. Zephyr's almost respawning as well. 30 more seconds into the Lunar. Have they stuck around for too long? Prime was split, still good up another 20, targeting down Carl, pick up with a bit of distance to Vortex, Moon, saw them, setting up for the speed damage, no, Zephyr's down! KP still, going low, Cuckoo jump in, Ward's up in 5 seconds, they still got a T4 tower, they got a Lunar up in 10 as well.
King out, they're disengaging.
They need to disengage as a team. KP, nice use of the yours, looks like Roger just a sacrificial lamb.
Right, it's a spy team.
It's
It's just Roche up though. Roche is up, that's
There's a DD there.
probably where the game's gonna be decided. Oh, Storm sees it. Let's go.
Huzzah!
Storm is a shot now as well. With the bounce talents. Yeah. These fights are so difficult. Roche's up, they know it. Brew up the buyback.
They're doing it really fast. We get the ball to the earth. Spike Ramon's gonna give them some protection for the Carl gets ripped apart. Savage might be able to target down Moon. Moon doesn't have a buyback here. So much damage in the Eclipse here, but Savage is still gonna be careful. Maybe they can try to pack around the high ground, but Whitemon, no, there's no hope. They've caught out the Luna. Whitemon's still nearby. The Cyclone there, the party from Roji. Maybe Flicker's enough to get back down the lower ground. Still on cooldown. Can he find a Cuckoo? Trying to give him as much space as possible. They're targeting down once again. Savage, he just doesn't have anything left in the tank. That should be all she wrote. There's Cuckoo as well. Another yours controlling the darks here. SMG. I think they're gonna do it here. Dragon Disc 2-0 T1. The creeps are coming in. I mean, Cuckoo, he's recognizing, the glyph is there. He's delaying it. I don't know if they can go through backdoor. Does Cuckoo have buyback there? I feel like he's 100% dead.
Caught him with Yules. No matter for Yules.
KP, no. Okay, Cuckoo's making space. Where's Storm?
KP's saying I'm out, I'm going to base.
No, Cuckoo! Oh no! Oh no! He's still got Surge. Getting it off before one's damage.
Trick the cloak.
No way this game's still going on.
I'll save the game. Okay.
Wait, he's easy.
Roche down now.
He's still got Surge. Oh, he blinked on the high ground. What's going on?
And Roger's like, I don't care. I'm taking outpost.
You are dead! Dead!
That's a Roche at least.
Wait.
Refresher shard.
What a player.
Yeah, this game would have been over otherwise.
I don't even know what to say about this game.
God, don't say, man.
But his fate will
Feel.
always be
Feel.
to rise
Mid
again.
one's got ages. Refresher on Rodgy. Leave, you picked up the cheese as well. Yes, you
Zephyr.
did. Oh, you
I'm gonna go
can't.
down.
He's got a buyback. Okay.
That's 4 brute with though. Okay, 3 at this point only. Only.
Feels like you just buy back right now. Give him time, alright?
Free of me!
You
Yeah,
could
you'll
just
have
split
to
off the
eventually.
split off the split until objectives. You've got this bonus demolish damage. Incredible setup to the Earthquake once again. Can't get anything off. To Savage. It's all up to your Luna here in position 1. It's a great vortex drag back. But now still, without Carl to take out the abilities, Savage is getting prioritized. Back to the objectives. T4 tower, Florian now exposed. A jump in, cycling up, trying to make as much space as possible. Another 2-man vortex. At least they're delaying the damage here on mid one. But without Zephyr, with another round of the primal split, they're running through the walls, trying to play around with the positioning. The Glaze are bouncing back and forth. Roger still doesn't have another charge. The Hex is out. Mid one, he's doing the dirty work. Just trying to bring down the turn. All they need to do is target it to take this game and knock out T1. Should be able to, and they will. T1 knocked out of the loop at Pro Series 2-0 fashion. The upset from SMG.